You're playing Have a Nice Death. So I have been playing this for a little while now. It landed on the Game Pass, I want to say, within the last month. And honestly, in my opinion, it went under the radar. Definitely got surpassed by games like Hellblade, the Lands of the what's it called? Oh, Lords of the Fallen. Sequel slash remake just landed on the Game Pass as well. I downloaded that. I need to play that. But I have been having a lot of fun with this one too. It is a roguelike, so if you don't know what that is, it means you're pretty much on your own. Every time you die, you have to start over from the very beginning. And then it's also like a side scroller, you know, beat 'em up. I don't really want to say Metroidvania because it's more of like a roguelike side scroller. Very similar to Dead Cells, which is also on the Game Pass. So if you happen to haven't heard of that one or played that one, definitely go check that one out. They're both, you know, phenomenal games. And definitely challenging. Especially this one, I mean, on normal difficulty alone, it's brutal. But I wanted to make this video because there's a lot of things that the game doesn't tell you, or doesn't really tell you right off the bat. So I'm just gonna get into it. Right in the starting area, this is the starting area, your HQ area pretty much. You can look at stuff, you can level up. So I already, like I said, I've been playing this for a while. I haven't completed the max difficulties yet, but I have done, you know, the entire game pretty much, and unlocked everything more or less. So this just, like, you can read them, some of them. This just increases like your amount of gold you obtain to like buy spells and stuff like that. It's definitely a learn as you go game. This guy's over here, yeah, I only need to buy one more spell, and then I guess these things you unlock with the higher difficulties. But one of the biggest things when I first started playing this game right off the rap was this right here. Now, I could have sworn it never said difficulty. It probably did, and I just didn't realize it because I didn't pay any attention to this little, you know, picture on the wall. But apparently, you can change the difficulty. So I beat the game once, or I beat the game like a few times or whatever, the normal game. So I unlocked the first, you know, extra difficulty, and once I beat that one, I'm sure it's gonna go to 2 and then 3 or whatever, so forth. And then there's an achievement for defeating everyone who's like responsible for it, which I don't want to spoil that for myself, but I'm assuming that you get that after beating like the maximum difficulty for the game. Now this, right off the rip, when you're starting the game, this is the most important one. Go to self-fulfillment mode. It's not easy mode even. It's still challenging. The only difference really, besides, yeah, the bosses do have a little bit less health, but the main difference is that you get 3 enemas, which is your healing item, which is very limited in this game. And then also every time you go to a break room, which is, it brings you to it as soon as you beat a world boss. So there's like whatever the 4 or 5, you know, world bosses in the game. Every time you beat one of them, it brings you to the break room. So on this difficulty, you automatically heal. So in other words, you can save up your enemas, which is your individual healing items, and then, you know, just really milk those, hold on to those, because you know every time you beat a main boss, you will get a full heal to start the next area pretty much. That's really, the healing thing is the main important part of the self-fulfillment mode, because like I said, it's a very challenging game and the healing is very limited. It is extremely limited. So, I mean, yeah, definitely start there. Like I said about this guy unlocking spells and buying spells and weapons and stuff, you need to play on the self-fulfillment mode or whatever just to make your life, and that's what the game wants you to do, honestly, because trying to beat the game once on normal difficulty on your first run, at least in my opinion, is like near impossible. Now the food, this category right here was kind of brings me to my second point. It's very confusing on how it works. So you unlock them here, the food items, and then it tells you specific enhancements, like, oh, this will give you a max heal or whatever, but it doesn't apply it automatically. So what it does is the food, which I'm going to show you because I'm going to play a little bit of the game too, but the food item is going to go into the fridge in the break room. So after you beat every single boss, you go to the break room, and then that it cycles through your food items that you unlocked. So then that's when you get the enhancement of whatever it is. But like, again, that's another point. The game does not specify that at all. And everything's randomized too, which brings me to my third point too. Don't make the mistake that I did, which was just unlocking everything on my first playthrough, because when you unlock every item, then that means that the game is going to cycle through those items automatically. So the crappy items, the crappy spells, the crappy, abilities, the crappy so forth, you're going to have to potentially get those. And it's really just like a wait and see game. It's a gamble. You really just need to get the luck of the draw to be able to beat this game. It's just, you can be, you can be the best player in the world and, survive longer, but it really is just getting a lucky hand and taking your time. And, same thing, if you've been watching my channel, if you're a subscriber or whatnot, I apologize. Well, on my YouTube channel, which is this is going to go on, I do apologize because I haven't been really streaming or anything recently. Things have been hectic, but I'm trying to get back into it now, and this is going to be on my YouTube channel. So if you have been watching my channel, especially when I was doing a lot of videos before I took a little bit of a break, it was a lot of Dark Souls videos and everything too, which I love those franchises. Like I can't wait to play Lords of the Fallen. I know it's like a Souls-like. In my opinion, Lies of P is still the best Souls-like ever made, but it's on the Game Pass. I have been meaning to play it, Lords of the Fallen, so I'm going to be making a lot of videos on those, but yeah, I digress. But the point was that I love Souls-like games and everything too, so this game, like I do the bosses, it's pretty much like a Souls boss. Like, you have to learn how to evade their, when they're going to switch it up and when they're going to go into their second phase, that sort of thing. Even though it is like a roguelike side-scroller, it is very similar to Dead Cells, which is on the Game Pass too. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check that one out. It's pretty much the exact same thing. You get abilities, everything's randomized, you die, you have to start over, roguelike, etc. It's just that game's a lot more, I feel like it has a lot more dimensions. This is very side-scrolling, if that's a word. And it also has a lot more like abilities and stuff too, Dead Cells. So definitely check that one out. But like I said, I already beat this game, the normal game, a few times or whatever now, so I pretty much unlocked everything. So every time you unlock a new spell, it puts it in Joe's new stuff, which is when you go to this ghost thing right here, Jocelyn, she will have it available for you. So the last item that I unlock only one time, and then it gets taken away. But if you want to buy like an extremely good weapon or whatever, that the next time you reload the game, it'll be waiting for you to like try out, which I didn't know about that either. So we're gonna do that new weapon. We're gonna do 5 health. A lot of these come with really bad penalties, so the prisms are used to get a free upgrade pretty much, so I'll try that one out. Now I unlocked all the sickles, or well, excuse me, all the sights. So when you start the game with, you know, this area with everything unlocked, it gives you an option between 3 randomized ones. Twinsy is definitely a go-to because of the simple fact that it does, where is it? So if you read the description, it deals bonus damage if the enemy is near death. And now when you upgrade this at the control room, which is like the main upgrade area, it also does that extra damage to managers, which is like mini bosses, and then the world bosses too. They're called Sorrows. So Twinsies is definitely one of the sites you want to use all the time. Oh, so, and then I went to self-fulfillment mode, so it gave me the animas, which is the healing, like I said. Now, a couple things before, so I also, it gives me this elevator right here. Like I said, I leveled up all the way, so I have access to all the world bosses, pretty much, or most of the world bosses. Although this is very bad, because unless you're playing on self-fulfillment mode, if you go straight to like the top major warren or whatever, you're gonna die. You need to go all the way from the start of the game, because then you're gonna unlock health upgrades, you're gonna unlock mana upgrades, which is like your spell casting and abilities casting. You're gonna unlock different spells and perks and all this, you know, all the upgrades that you need to actually beat the game. If you go straight to the last like final boss, or the second to last final boss, it only gives you 2 random abilities and like a 10 or 20 health upgrade, as opposed to the like 150 health upgrade that you could potentially get if you play through the entire game again, you know? And I mean, the game is, from what I can see, is relatively short. I mean, like I said, I beat the normal one a few times, and it only took me, it was like an achievement for like less than 40 minutes or something. So I mean, it's just more repetitive than anything. It's not really like time consuming. But you always wanna, you always wanna start over, or like start over from like the max, maybe the 3rd one. I would never do the last one. But then, I mean, even if you beat the 3rd one, I doubt you'll be able to beat the final boss, which I'm trying to not spoil. But yeah, you don't want to. It's just better to start over from the beginning. But real quick, I had no idea you can do this. If you hold down X on your controller, you see I'm charging up. I had no idea he had that ability. It's like a spellcasting stun ability or whatever. I just thought it was cool. I mean, you kind of have to charge it up, so it's not the greatest, but you know, it is cool. It does kind of work with certain spells or abilities in like a combo. But we're gonna go to the first one. I'm probably not gonna play through the whole thing, because like I said, I don't want to spoil it. But this is, excuse me. This is the first boss that you come in contact with, like, in the first 5 minutes. So, in the first couple ones, like I said, you'll get, like, 1 ability randomized or whatever. And if you bought everything, then it's probably a crappy one. Oh, I have my new ability, too. Now, another extremely cool thing that the game does not tell you is that you can skip all these cutscenes. You just, instead of holding X to do the stun attack, you hold B while they're talking, and it will fast forward. I'll show you when I beat them. So you can hit a little fast forward in time. I never knew you could do that. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know you could do that. So this is the Frigid I was talking about. Every time you beat a boss, you come to this break room. I'm playing on the self-fulfillment mode, which, like I said, when you're starting off, you want to be able to, you want to do this difficulty because it gives you more healing items, and then every time you come to the break room, you get a full heal, which I didn't take any damage anyways, but if I did, I would have gotten a full heal. Now, all those food spell items they end up in here randomized, which is what I was saying. So this one, for instance, it's as long as I don't use any healing, I get a 50% bonus upgrade. You can also buy healing. The prices increase as you buy more healing, and then you can also put them in here, and it will potentially give you either double healing. It'll give you souls or Solera, which is like currency, etc. I don't want to play through the whole game because I probably want to do like a speedrunning video at some point, but they also sometimes drop coffees, which gives you healing. These big guys usually drop money, so you can buy like those spells and stuff. Oh, what I just did there right there, so you saw my healings are full. The blue means it's the standard one, the gold means you grab two of the same blue ones, so they turn into a gold one. Now the gold one, what it does, if you have to hold down the left bumper, it will, you see that little black part in my health that's missing? It will heal that part. So the blue ones only heal up to the injuries, so you receive injuries, it's like a gray shaded area, and the gray shaded area you can use either the gold or the blue ones to heal, but if you only have blue animas, it won't heal you all the way if you don't have all gray shaded area. You need the gold ones to heal that part, which you only have injuries until you get hit like again, and then it turns into the complete damage, permanent damage, which you need the gold ones in order to fully heal, if that makes sense. And now if you have all gold ones, they don't, and you pick up a healing item, it just disappears. So another tip is you always want to use a healing item before you pick up your max anima. You can see right now, I have like 75% injury. If you have an extra ability, you always want to put it in your no weapons, your storage, because then when you get to the store, you can sell them to get more souls to buy items. So like you see, I can switch between floors that I want. Like I said, you always want to be able to fight the managers because they give you an upgrade at the end of each time you fight them. You want to go to the anima deposits because that's your healing, and then also the Vitamix one. So this is your options right now. So we have the control room, which like I said, you'll get those permanent weapon or spell upgrades, or we have the shop, which will either sell you healing, or they will sell you healing, they'll sell you spells, and they'll sell you ability, upgrades or self upgrades. Now we have some souls and we have a prism. The prism you can also use in the shop. It increases the number of items that you can buy, but it's really pointless because it gives you 3 items in the shop anyways, like I said. So you always want to use those, in my opinion, in the control room because you get a permanent upgrade. Free upgrade, pretty much. So now this little dude right here, when I said earlier about how the Twin Z is a great site to use because when they're near death it applies bonus damage. Now when you upgrade it, you have to have a prism. This one does extra damage, 25% damage to managers, and then this one does extra 50% damage to the world bosses, the Sorrows. So you have to have at least 2 prisms to have both of them. And then you can read, just read everything. The green is what it will upgrade. I mean, there's a lot on the screen, so it's kind of confusing. But the green is what you want to look at. And you always also go to a control room or a shop before a main boss. This guy goes into his second phase. Get another little upgrade. You also get a health upgrade every time you defeat a world boss. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this stream video. If any of this helped you, leave a like, comment, let me know if you have any questions on anything. Definitely gonna start making videos or more frequently again, so look forward to those. And I'll see you guys in the next one.